You know, a normal person that learns about something, knows a little bit about something, studies it, thinks about it, ponders it, calls in some experts, but not me. I know a little bit about something. I make a video about it, which is proof conclusively that I'm not a normal person, but who in here is surprised about that? We're going to talk tonight about witchcraft. We're going to talk about magics, witchcraft. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about spells and charms and magic and witchcraft. And Susie Quick is excited to catch a live show. So glad that you are excited. Anti-Popular Girl, that's a great name. Eerie Views, Dawn Dastoli, Rachel Stone, Susie Quick, Nisha Phoenix, Tracy Dyer in the house. A. Warren, wow, Johnny Ringo, you were on Leak Project. Yes, I was on Leak Project just mere minutes ago, I think, or maybe hours ago, something like that. It wasn't too long ago. Darius, Love Matters, Gemma Church, Ferris S., Raina, Carrie Goff, lots of people flooding into the virtual chat room, and I'm glad to have you. I really am. Glad to see you. Glad that you take the time to come and participate. And half the fun of these programs, half the fun of this podcast excellence is indeed the chat rooms, right? Laurie and April and Delaney Jackson. B. Bond gives me a sad face. Oh, the sad face was a mistake. Gwen T.L. Clark. Now we can start. T.L. Clark is here. Renee, Gemma. Glad to see all of you. I learned something the other night talking with Travis Thorpe. Travis Thorpe is a Triskelion priest. Don't ask me what that is because I'm not really sure. Triskelion Wicca priest. It's a rather unique and somewhat, well, it's not very large. It's not very well known. And it's kind of a Minnesota thing, Triskelion Wicca. But it's good stuff. It's interesting stuff. And I was having a conversation with him. It does sound tricky, Tracy. Say that 5 times fast. It does sound tricky, Tracy. 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 It wasn't that hard. But anyway, I'm sorry. We were talking about Triskelion Wicca and Travis Thorpe being a priest of Triskelion Wicca. And he talked to me about, and I'm not going to give you the full context of the conversation, but he talked to me about the difference between magic and witchcraft and the difference between spells and charms. Something that Mark Center Saint understands, I'm sure, very, very popular. Tracy's grandfather used to bet on a racehorse named Tricky Tracy. Interesting. It is a small, small world. Gwen is confused about reincarnation. I'm not confused. I think that Bob Sanders did a great job last night. We're going to have him back. And sometimes you're going to agree with everything. Sometimes you're not going to agree with everything. If you think about it, you don't even agree with everything that I say. Hell, I don't even agree with everything that I say. Unstance, Maggie, and Jackie, or is it JC? I'm saying probably, I'm going to go with Jackie. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference. And I didn't know it. And someone put chicken bones on my truck. Was I hexed or something? No, somebody had just been to churches. Don't worry. Charms, and this, thank you, Rick and Delaney Jackson, who I'm pretty sure is Delaney Jackson. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm not talking about charms like charms you put on a bracelet or charms that are on a necklace. I'm talking about energetic charms. I'm talking about a charm that is a energetic emanation. So when we're talking about Guerra says, you look great, Jeff. First live on your show, longtime follower. You and Derek are such a great team. Love you, brothers. Godspeed, Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, it was the Colonel that left those chicken bones on your truck. Don't worry. Cherie, Ruby, I wish your grandpa would have been on me, Tracy. That's funny. April, Mark, JC, good to see y'all. So there's a difference between magic and witchcraft. I didn't know this. And there's a difference between spells and charms. I didn't know that. And it explains a great many things, and it gives us some information that we need, and it should cause us and inspire us to be, they might be from Popeyes. Oh, Popeye's chicken. Back in the day, I don't know how it is anymore, but that was some damn good chicken back in the dizzle. Travis is here. He's sure to be rolling his eyes and saying, no, Jeff, that's not what I said. You're messing it up. That's okay. That's what I do. My life is have a thought, make a podcast. That's just the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to go over to Rex's show and watch the show, the podcast that we just did, it was a good hour long, and Rex dragged me out of my genre. I always say I'm a one-trick pony. I might be a 1.5 trick pony. I might be a 1.5 trick pony because I kind of held my own in the conspiratorium with Rex Bear, and I feel pretty good about that. It was very interesting. We didn't talk about religion. We didn't talk about anything that I normally talk about. It was a trip through Rextopia and the conspiratorium. So it's on Rex Bear's channel. I don't know what it was called, but it's the last show that he did. I haven't seen him come up live. And it was radio style. We didn't have any video. We just had the audio. Thank you, Gemma. So check that show out. It was a very interesting show. So let's talk about magic. Let's talk about witchcraft. Let's talk about spells. Let's talk about charms. And of course, Travis is going to be like, no, 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 but that's okay. We're going to do our best and try to get a little bit of information out there for you to be able to postulate and ruminate and speculate, and for you to have a vegetarian diet. Yep. For you to have some, I hope, caution and thought about things that you do. Brett Favre wasn't a one-trick pony. Very, very random comment, but that's okay. I'll just chime in here or there until dinner is ready, says Travis Thorpe. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So magic is, generally speaking, when we're talking about magic versus witchcraft, magic is, in its purest, highest form, magic is ceremonial. Magic is more formal. Magic is more deliberate. Magic is more intellectual, more cerebral, if you will. Magic has, like I said, it has, dare I say, what's the religious word for ritual? Anyway, I can't remember the religious word anyway right now. But magic has accoutrements. Magic has, proper wear and proper wares. So magic is very much a high art. Magic is a formal art. Magic is an art of intellectualism to a higher degree. And yes, it is intent, but that's a good question, TL Clark. Let's talk about, and we're talking about, as Travis makes it very plain, magician versus witch. A magician is a tactician, if you will. A magician is much more into ritual. A magician has a formula. And as we talk about magicians will typically be engaged in spells, opposes charms. And Mark Centersane, who knows something about it, also says that it is very cerebral. Magic is about willpower, focus, and intention. It's, just so this is the way we do it. This is the way it's done. So magic does spells. We know that spells are, you can write spells in a book. You can teach someone how to do a spell. You can lead someone in a spell. A spell is something that is spelled out. Now, let's talk a little bit about the difference between magic and witchcraft, between a magician and a witch. A witch is not nearly typically, and of course we're speaking in generalities here, A witch is much more loosey-goosey, and witches will hate me saying that, but that's okay. I don't think witches hate me. I think witches like me generally. But witches are not as everything written down. Witches are not as focused on ritual. Witches are not as focused on regimen. Witches don't have to have everything just so. Where magic is more cerebral, witchcraft is more emotional. Remember that. And Travis said loosey-goosey is a technical term and a good term for it. Magic is more emotional. And no, I got that wrong. Magic is more cerebral. Witchcraft is more emotional. Really, I'm going somewhere. Now let's talk about spells. Magicians do spells, right? High versus low, but not in a derogatory sense. Magic would be high magic. Witchcraft would be low, quote unquote. Spells would be high magic. Charms would be low magic. And again, it's not it's not a derogatory term. But where a magician is doing a spell, a witch will cast a charm, if you will. A spell is intellectual. A spell is formal. A spell is ritualized. And yet, a charm is emotional. Travis Thorpe is, as I said before, a Triskelion priest, the magician and the witch. He's a magician and a witch. Okay. I'm not a witch, but I can be a biatch, says April. That was coming. Somebody had to say it. We might as well get it out there. Thank you, April, for rendering a service to the room. So when we're talking about spells and we're talking about charms, even if you're not a magician, you can cause yourself a lot of problems because you're a witch and don't know it. Don't know if you're a bitch, but you might be a witch. I don't know you that well. And you can be a witch without even trying. Usually being a bitch takes some intention. Oh, boy. I don't know why I go there, but it's the truth anyhow. So if you're not a magician, you still have to worry about your intention. If you're not a magician, you still have to be cognizant of your intention, because even if you're not a magician, you are a witch and you can get yourself charmed if you're not careful. And even if you're not dealing with a magician, witchy woman, you knew that was coming. Ooh, witchy woman. Anyway, laugh out loud, the uninitiated and the untrained. Exactly. Emotional releases. Come on, Travis. So you can get yourself in trouble by your own uninitiated, untrained emotional releases. And you can get yourself in trouble by the untrained, uninitiated releases of other people. Let me explain. If you think that you've had a spell put on you, I put a spell on you. It's another song, right? If you think you had a spell put on you, what you are saying, if you know what you're saying, is somebody did a ritualized, accoutrements and everything, formal spell on you. And that was a magician that did that. That's why a lot of people think, well, I know no one put a spell on me. I don't think I put a spell on me, but why do I feel like I have this thing on me? So that's a spell. And that has to be done with intention. So you can't accidentally put a spell on yourself. If you think I'm wrong, Mark or Travis, let me know. But you can't accidentally put a spell on yourself. Someone that's going to put a spell on you has to do it with intention, has to do it knowingly. So you don't get a spell put on you accidentally. And generally speaking, you're going to know if you're hanging out with a magician. They may not tell you, but you're going to know that you're dealing with someone that knows how to deal with stuff. But witches are a whole different can of worms. Witches are a whole different can of worms. And One of the reasons is because witchcraft can be very much hereditary. You can curse yourself with negative thoughts and actions. Mark Center Saint says, if you keep talking about yourself, you're putting a charm on yourself. If you keep talking about yourself, you really are. You're putting a charm on yourself, not a spell. You're putting a charm on yourself when you talk derogatory about yourself, and we'll explain why. Because charms are emotional emanations. Charms are strong emotional emanations. You could say that charms are emotional explosions, ladies and gentlemen. You could say that charms are emotional explosions, whereas spells are intellectual elucidations and expressions. But charms, boom, it's power. Charms, emotion. So if you get really emotional and you're like, and I don't even want to say this, I bind the power of these words, I'm just using them for example, but if you get really emotional and say, I'm so stupid, you very well can put a charm on yourself. A stupid charm. And judging from the emails and judging from the comments that I get on my channel, there's a significant number of people out there that are putting stupid charms on themselves. But as Mark was saying, as Travis was saying, as somebody else whom I forgot was saying, when you speak derogatory words about yourself, when parents do it to their children, Tracy Dyer, again, very, very good. When you do it to your children, when you do it to yourself, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I'm ugly, I'm an idiot, I hate being fat, I'm this, I'm that. And usually that's, nobody says, typically people don't say, I believe that I lack intellectual acuity. No, they say, God, I'm stupid. And I bind the power of all these words. People don't usually say, I'm not looking my best today. Why do I look so ugly? It's emotional. And emotional explosions and emotional expressions can release and place charms on you. How long do they last, Lit T? That's a good question. They last a lot. They don't last nearly as long if you don't start them. So you can get a charm on you by speaking out intense emotional words over yourself. Triskelion Priest, Travis Thorpe says, I love you, I love you, I love you, is a charm times 3 binding, good or bad, and all are all charms. So you could put a good charm. And you know what? This is completely off the case, but it's actually not off the case. Depends on how vulnerable the victim is and how energetic the caster is, and depends on how much emotion was attached. We'll get to that. I really believe that I've got a charm placed on me over Lucky Charms. I'm serious. I am totally serious right now. If you bring a box of Lucky Charms into my presence, I'm talking about the cereal, they're magically delicious. If you bring that into my presence and you leave it, it will be gone, and it will be gone in one sitting. I'm telling you, I will eat a whole box of Lucky Charms in one sitting. I will. Drama is important in ritual magic, if you know what I mean by that. Drama is important in charms, witchcraft. Tracy, I eat both the marshmallows and the cereal. Yeah, it's terrible stuff. It's horrible stuff, but I will eat it. Is the marketing a charm? That's very interesting. Now, I think when I was a kid, I had this, I got all emotional about them, and Jeff will make it disappear. I'm Magick. And I swear to you, I cannot leave a box of Lucky Charms in my house. I will eat them all because I have a charm about Lucky Charms. I have an emotional charm on me regarding Lucky Charms. And that's actually kind of a good example. It's not magic. There's no ritual, but there's a charm on Lucky Charms and me. I'll eat the whole damn box every time. And maybe it was because the commercial was on there all the time, but there's a strong emotional attachment between my belly and Lucky Charms. So be very, 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 how's that, Travis? Very, very, very careful about the words that you, because they're magically delicious. But on, she'll be here all week. Who was that? Wendy W. So be very, very careful of the words that you speak, and especially of the words that you speak. Hello, girl. The words you speak with intention and emotion. I love Lucky Charms. I love football. You're putting charms on yourself. You don't have to be a magician to put a spell on you, to put a charm on yourself. Thank you, Kitty Cat Meow. Your next box of Lucky Charms is on me. I hate you. No, I really don't. Those witches that tried to hex our Supreme Court justice are jokes. They are initiates, untrained, play pretend witches. I couldn't agree more with Travis Thorpe, Triskelion, Wiccan priest. So don't say those things about yourself. Don't say them with emotion. If you can't stop talking bad about yourself, at least stop talking bad about yourself with strong emotion. Maybe it's baby steps. And then you'll catch yourself and you'll stop saying it. Now, conversely, as Travis said that I love you, I love you, I love you can be a charm. You're so good looking. You're so good looking. You are good looking. Put some emotion in that thing. Put a positive charm on yourself. I'm divine. I'm sovereign. Woo! I'm free. Put some emotion into that thing. Put a good charm on yourself. What say you to that, Travis and Mark? Show me the money. Put a good, my neighbors are like, what the hell? Put a good charm on yourself. How about them apples? Now think about this. Travis Thorpe affirmations. What about being around people? I love black people. What about being around people that exude strong emotions? Oh, chocolate milk and Lucky Charms, that's horrible. Travis Thorpe says affirmations are positive self-inflicted charms. Yes, absolutely. What about being around people that are emotionally explosive? Either manic or depressive. What about being around people that are magically explosive? What if they're from a lineage of witches? Makes it even worse. You can be around a person untrained, uninitiated, knows nothing about magic, but let them blow up at you in intense, strong anger. Let them blow up at you in intense, strong hatred. Let them blow up at you with intense energy, and boom, they are as magically delicious as they are explosive. When someone blows up on you with strong energy, they can put a charm on you. Bam, watch out, it's never good. That's so true. They can put a real charm on you. Strong, explosive, negative, anger, charm, bad, no bueno, stay away from it. So what are you saying, Jeff? If my boyfriend blows up at me, should I leave him? Well, not the first time. Maybe not the second time, but if it gets to 3, 4, 5 times, it depends on how many negative charms you want to fight off. If my girlfriend screams at me, should I leave her? Well, not the first time, but 2, 3, 4, 5. How many more charms do you want? How much more bad juju, as Ann says, do you want to deal with? Do you want to fight off? Now think of this as well. Somebody with real strong positive emotion. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. As Travis Thorpe pointed out, positive charm. But if it's like a love charm, is it positive? I don't know. Think about it. Think about it. But the takeaway here, the lesson here is you don't have to run into a high magician. You don't have to be under a spell to get in trouble with quote unquote magic in a general sense. A witch can tear you up. Tracy Dyer says, watch your words. I agree. A witch can mess you up. Uncleaned. Uncleaned. No one wants an uncleaned witch. But what I was trying to say was untrained and uninitiated. Mark Center Saint says, we are all magicians, whether we know it or not. Thank you. That was my point. Some seek to refine their skills via tried and true methods. Where'd that go? I lost it. I'll never find it again. See, that's a spell, right? Only it wasn't really. Try to attend a Bible study group of witches. That's funny. So be careful of these charms you place on yourself. Oh, he redacted it. Okay. Be careful of the charms you place in yourself. Be careful about being around people that aren't in control of their emotions, because they'll put charms on you. And you don't want that. You don't need any energetic pollution. You really don't. So that's the takeaway. Careful about speaking charms over yourself. Tried and true methods. Yeah. Careful about people that are not in control of their emotions, because they will cast charms on you. And you don't want to deal with that. You got enough on your plate. You got enough to deal with. You got enough problems. T.L. Clark says he's naturally charming. And as Travis said, what was it we talked about in the last video about being sober of mind? Absolutely. Sober in mind, controlled in mind, balanced in mind. That's why you just don't want to hang around with these explosive people. It's a losing game, cousin. It might be fun. It might be interesting. It's never boring, but sometimes boring is better. Ooh, that's a t-shirt idea. Boring is better. Think about it. Don't be out of control emotionally yourself, and don't hang around with emotional people that are emotionally out of control either. Always keep your center, says kitty, kitty, meow. I was looking for Rooney. I'm trying to think of a witty way to say this. In Christianity, we used to say, we don't smoke, drink, or chew or hang out with those that do. I can't really find a witty rhyme for it, but we don't want to be out of control emotionally, and we don't want to hang out with those that are out of control emotionally, because we don't want to have charms placed upon our life that will cloud us energetically, that'll weight us down energetically, and that will cause us difficulty in our spiritual development. 29 minutes and 31, 32, 33 seconds. I think that was pretty good. I don't think I got myself in too much trouble. And I think that hopefully we gave you some things to think about, some things to ponder. And I hope, cousins, that we saved you some trouble. Hope that we saved you some difficulty. Thank you, WM. And I hope that we saved you a few lumps. And if you ever come to my house, Tracy, don't ever bring Lucky Charms if you care at all. What is it? It's Tuesday night. On Thursday, the return of the Consequential Rapscallions with the one, the only, Scotty Roberts. There will be no Rocky Stoochie shut up in that show, but he will be here in the future. Show coming up in the not too distant future with Travis Thorpe, who has been mentioned profusely in this particular episode. I've got a brilliant doctor that's going to come on and talk about female psychopath, sociopath, narcissism. Jay and I are. Did Jay say we were on tonight? I didn't know about that, but we might be on tonight if Jay says we are. If he calls me, I'm on. I was just on Rex's channel. Go take a look at that. Not Your Normal Sunday show. Yeah, if Rex invites me to RexCon, I will be there. No doubt about it. And next Monday, we'll be back with The Last Stand once again. Lots of good stuff coming up. Oh, Jenny Moonstone. This week, I think I'll be on Jenny Moonstone, Jenny Constantine's channel. And Jenny will be on my channel after that. And I think we're going to be doing a regular show on this channel with the one, the only Jenny Moonstone, Jenny Constantine. RexCon's going to be in Colorado. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. This is how we unindoctrinate ourselves. This is how we create ourselves and build the life that we'll love. Listen, cousins, we don't need any extra baggage. Keep in control of your emotions. Stay away from those people that are not in control of their emotions, because we don't have time for this shit. Because we need to get busy and subscribe to Cookie Do. Let's help a brother out. There's the link. Let's get him over 1,000. I think it's only like 5.5. So if you love me, go subscribe to Cookie Do. If you don't, that means you don't. So I'm really hurt. Jeffrey Daugherty, New Cosmic Knowledge. We're the last generation of real humans. Let's get busy.